So we're going to completely transform this bedroom and redecorate it. While we're doing that, we want to keep the carpet because there's nothing wrong with it. So we're going to put it back down. Don't want the plasterer to ruin it or the decorator. They could be a right messy bunch. So now the room has been completely transformed and is ready to relay the carpet. So let me show you how we do that. So let's look at getting this carpet in. We need to prepare everything. We need to get rid of these curtains. I'm just going to chuck them up there. Then we need to take the door off. Then we need to give the floor a good sweep, good hoover, make sure there's absolutely nothing, old staples, old bits of plaster, give the floor a good scrape, good prepare, and get everything ready. After that, we're going to install the gripper rod around all the edges. So let's get on with that, shall we? So to get the door off, we've got one of these magic lifting tools that when you pump the handle, it comes up and you can slowly release it down or you can fast release it down. So these are great, really handy. You can get little airbag cushions that pump up in a similar way. Personally, I love these because they're a bit more versatile and they go a bit higher. So what we need to do is make sure the door's open enough that I can get to the screws and the hinges. Pop this under the door, pump it up until it just takes the weight. I'm not trying to lift the door. I'm just gently squeezing it so it takes the weight of the door. Grab yourself an impact driver or a screwdriver and then take the screws out. Now I've taken all of the screws out apart from the very top one. That's there just to make sure the door doesn't fall off when I'm taking the very last screw out of the bottom hinge. So I've got one screw left. At this point in time, the door could get a bit lively when I take it off. It's supported on that edge, but obviously I've got to be careful now. So I'm going to brace the door with one hand and take the last screw out with the second hand. And then I'm just going to rest it on the floor. And that is how to take a door off. The next thing we're going to do is install these carpet gripper rods. These go all the way around the perimeter of the room. We need to leave a little gap so that the carpet can tuck inside. I'll explain that to you in a minute. I got these from Wix. To be fair, you've got to go for a bit of a hunt around Wix to find these. These were around with the tiles and they're a tiny little section with some door trims and bits and bobs. So do have a good look for them. When we install these, we get them tight next to the skirting board, but not too tight. So you want a bit of a gap, maybe 5mm gap, depends on the thickness of your carpet, maybe a little bit more. You have to work out how thick your carpet is because we want our carpet to tuck in between the edge of the gripper rod and the skirting board. We want it to nip down inside there. If it's too tight, we won't be able to get the carpet in. If it's too loose, the carpet's going to be flopping around. These are very flexible, so you have to adjust where it sits as you start nailing it in all the way along. And that's it. We just repeat that process all the way around the room. So there we are, gripper rod installed all the way around the perimeter. And you'll see it's just a little slither of a gap down between the skirting board and the gripper rod. Next is the underlay. A couple of tools you need for this is something to fix the underlay to the floor and something to cut it with. So very basic, two little tools. You can use some spray glue. You can spray it over the floor and then put your underlay down. I prefer to use staples and a knife. Let's go. So I'm simply relaying a carpet that we took out of this room in the first place. So now I just need to work out what goes where. I'm going to start stapling this down and then trimming it, and then I'm going to drag the carpet in and see what drama we've got there. So there we go, that's the underlay sorted. Next, we need to install this. Now, we bought these carpets for the rooms a few months after we moved in. The old carpets were wafer thin and not very pleasant, quite smelly. So we needed to get rid of some of the smell. Carpets was a quick fix for us. So these are cheap carpets, really cheap. But that's fine, let's get it in. So I need to unpack it, work out what way around it goes, and then see if it fits. Let's hope so. Yeah, I think we're there. That's great. So I've replaced the skirting boards from new skirting boards, so it's quite nice to see that actually all going to fit again. Some slight changes is that the old pipes were a bit wider and the new pipes are in a slightly different place. So I will have to cut the carpet in a slightly different place than it was before. Again, for the purpose of what we're trying to achieve, that'll be all right, we'll get away with it. Pretty happy with the general layout of everything. It's kind of lipped up all the skirting boards just the same around the room. So I'll show you now some tools that we use to get carpets in. Three main tools that I'm going to use. Nice sharp knife. One of these, something to pack the carpet down behind the gripper rod. And then another one is this pretty cool tool. As you can see, it's got teeth on it. And on the other end, it's got a big knee pad. And we use this to stretch the carpet into the right places so the carpet's tight without any big ripples in the middle of it. So let's show you how we do this. I've got the carpet where I need it to be. It's lapping up the skirting board evenly all the way around the room. If you've got a brand new carpet and you've got loads of excess, then I would trim it down so you've got less in your way whilst you're doing this step. So we're going to use this tool to tuck it in behind the skirting board and the gripper rod. So that's in there. But as you can see, I don't know if you can, but there is still bubbles in all of this. I'm not surprised really, because all we've done so far is tuck one edge in. So we have to anchor a corner so that we've got something to stretch against in the opposite direction. So this corner, I'm going to anchor probably about 1/2 meter in both directions. Then I'm going to go to the other wall and I'm going to stretch it that way as well. So at least I've got this end stretched widthways with no ripples in the carpet. Then I can start stretching the carpet back towards the door by going to the opposite corners down there. So let's just do that. Okay, that's where this tool comes in use now. Basically, I'll put it on the carpet and then I'll use my body weight to knee the carpet and stretch it. It's quite an important step, this one. This tool I got from my dad. I inherited it from him when he passed away. I believe he's used this from his dad, so my granddad. So it's quite nice actually using this tool. It's like 3rd generation, quite funky. So that's stretched the carpet quite nicely widthways. What I need to do now is see whether I can just tuck that in or whether I need to trim a bit off before I do that. Yeah, I'm going to have to trim some off. You need to take off enough that you still allow some to be tucked down, but not too much that there's nothing left to tuck again. So be careful in this one. Okay, so that's this corner anchored and behind me. So next steps really, before we start going down the sides there, we don't want to do that just now. We just want to anchor this end and then pull the whole carpet down and stretch it. We're going to use the same technique down that end for pulling that corner down as far as we can. And then I'm going to turn around, make sure all these lumps and bumps are taken out. And once I'm confident that's done, we're going to trim the carpet and tuck it in so that it can't come back this way again. Then we'll just finish off the edges. Beautiful. So that's stretched nicely that way. We've got a bit to take out when we stretch it back that way, but so far, so good. So next I'm going to install this door bar. It's a very simple one. It's just an overlap one. It literally just sits over the top of the carpets on the join. Nothing too clever. Some of the ones that I've used in other places have been so that this sits on the floor and then the carpet tucks into it and it's got more gripper on the inside, so the carpet really holds in tight. Now, it's not going to be long before we're replacing this carpet and doing a load of work that way. So I'm just bought a fairly cheap one. In fact, the cheapest one I could find, to be honest, just to hold that threshold down and stop it fraying. So I've just trimmed that. That just sits over the top of both carpets. And then I'm going to screw that in. And that is all I need just for now. So there we go. That just traps that in place. Ideal. So the next thing to do is get this door back on. So obviously, we might need to trim some of the door off, which will be annoying, but all part of it. So we'll just do the opposite to how we took it off. We use this here. We'll sit the door on it, offer it up into position, and see where we are. So we only need a couple of screws in the hinges just to know whether the door's actually going to shut, because now obviously we've raised the floor level with the carpet. So 2 screws in and then we're going to test the door. Nope, door is dragging quite a lot. So what I need to do now is take the door off and trim some off the bottom.